Kisu Wisdom, Kisu Kukit, Kisu Quiet, Kapinishkish. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all my wealthy warriors. I'm your host, Kenshuke Tashmiet, also translated into English, broken translated into English from Tunaka is Night Runner. And this week is going to be a little bit different because something happened to me this weekend that never happens to me. And I came down with a cold, and I got sick. And I rarely get sick. So if you're someone like me who rarely gets sick, when you get sick, it hits you harder. And I never realized it, but getting sick once in a while is actually a good thing. And that sounds crazy, right? Because when you're sick, the last thing you want to be is sick. There's that saying that a healthy person wants a million things, and a sick person only wants one thing, and that's not to be sick. But this time that I got sick, I took the time to look at it that, it actually allowed me to do something that I haven't done in a long time. And that's just sit on the couch all weekend to recover, to do nothing but just watch Netflix. I actually started playing a video game, which I rarely do now, is play video games. I haven't touched my PlayStation 4 in over a year, so that's how often I don't play video games anymore. And I actually had some time to just sit and relax. And it took a lot of energy to sit there, because I'm just not so used, not so much energy but more willpower, because I'm just so used to doing things and being on the go, and just living a productive life. And I've made that a habit. So when you create that habit in your life, it's a lot harder for you to do nothing. And that's the same thing. And I know where I got this sickness from is I pushed myself a little too hard last week in the gym. And that was my sign that, hey, sometimes you need to take a break. Because I pushed myself a little bit too hard on Wednesday. I went and did leg day in the gym, and I went and practiced powwow dancing for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And every song they sang, I basically practiced dancing to, kept pushing myself. And I wasn't listening to my body to take a little bit of a break on Thursday because I was a little bit extra sore, a little more tired. And that's the thing, when you have created that as a habit of being always productive and going to the gym, it's harder for you not to go to the gym. And sometimes you have to have that balance. And when you don't listen to it, it'll come back and bite you in the butt. And I got sick. I ended up getting sick Friday night. Woke up Saturday just like completely drained of energy. And that's when I just sat on my couch all day. Same thing with Sunday. Just sat on the couch all day basically and just tried to recover. Tried to recoup. And it was a nice change for once. That because I feel like I'm always on the go. I just have this productive life now that I don't allow myself the time to sit there and enjoy things once in a while. And this weekend was a great reminder that it's okay to have a lazy day once in a while. It's actually good for you to have lazy days once in a while. And it's not healthy to always just keep going and going and going and going. Like the Energizer Bunny. Even the Energizer Bunny needs its batteries changed out once in a while. And that's what I kind of feel like with getting sick. And I was actually reading up on it and listening to some stuff on it. And they say it is actually healthy to get sick once in a while because it allows your body to, restart, reboot. Your body, gets stronger because it's created more antibodies within itself to, keep going. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because I pride myself on never getting sick, being a person that doesn't ever get sick. But I'm like, it's balance. You have to get sick once in a while. Our bodies we're meant to get sick once in a while, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm just talking out of my own experience with this situation. Everyone's different. Everyone, we all have our own body types and things like that. But when I speak of this is just from my own experience that it was good that I got sick, and most people when they get sick, it's like, they want to not be sick. But if, when you're sick, like, just with a cold or, a flu, you have time just to relax and do nothing. Which most people, some people, like, that's what they look forward to. They go on vacations just so they can lay there and do nothing on a beach. But when you're sick, you can just lay there and do nothing. You may not be on a beach, you may be on your couch, you maybe have a stuffy nose, you may have a cough, but you're still just allowed to just lay there and just relax and recoup and allow your body to recover. And I just thought it was so unique on how I changed the way I looked at this whole situation. And I found some gratitude out of it, and now my body's stronger because I'm naturally fighting it off. And I had some time just to relax and hang out. And I'm on the I'm on the tail end now. I guess I don't know what you would call it, but I'm starting to feel better. Today I woke up with 100% energy. I still have a little bit of a cough, still have a little bit of a raspy voice, and a little bit of a stuffy nose. But I'm grateful for that experience and to just realize how much I've grown. Like, the old me would be upset that I allowed myself to get sick. The old me would, not realize that this was a blessing in disguise, that I had some time to just hang out, and I actually had an excuse to just sit on the couch and play video games and watch Netflix. Like back in my teenage years, how I used to do that. And now I had an excuse on that I could do that. And if you're the type of person that never gives yourself time to just relax, to be in the moment, don't allow yourself to get sick like me to do that. And I'm going to start doing that for more often. Just picking a day where I allow myself to be lazy. I allow myself to just hang out and recover, because the true growth actually happens in recovery. You work out a muscle, the growth doesn't happen when you're working that muscle out. That growth actually happens when you're recovering, when it's repairing itself, when it's sore. That's when the true growth happens within that muscle. The same thing for you, when you're relaxing, recovering, you're allowing your body to grow. And that's it's just so unique to see, right? It's just so unique to understand that. And I thought I would just share my little bit of experience, that how getting sick was another blessing in disguise. Because before I got sick, I was diagnosed with cancer. That was a blessing in disguise for me. And everything happens for the right reasons, as I always say at the end of every podcast. And I'm a true believer of that now. It wasn't always easy to believe that. Even when I first started saying it, it was hard to see and hard to understand, and it was hard to actually grasp. But now that I've, subconsciously programmed that into my mind, I start to see it now more often, that it's all happening for the right reasons. Like the old me would be upset and frustrated and angry that I got sick, and then I've been missing the gym for so many days, and when my body was giving me signs to slow down. You might be in the same situation with your life, where you're getting signs to, hey, pump the brakes a little bit, slow down. You're about to go around a corner. When you're driving, I don't know where you live, but here in British Columbia, we have a lot of mountains. We have a lot of windy roads. And as you're coming up to a sharp turn or a sharp bend in the road or a sharp corner or something, there'll be signs way ahead before that turn even happens to slow down. That if you're doing the speed limit, you're going to actually end up off the road because the corner is just too sharp to be able to maintain your traveling speed. You have to slow down. And there's some corners here in British Columbia where you literally have to slow down to 30 kilometers an hour. And I don't know how much I think 30 kilometers is like 20 miles. Probably about 15 miles. I don't know the conversion right now off by head. But just imagine driving 60 miles per hour and then you see a sign that says slow down to 20 miles an hour. Well, that's a warning sign to show you that there's something that's coming up that you need to slow down for. And our bodies are so powerful that they're always giving us signs. And I had those signs. I just didn't listen to it. And that's what happened. The same thing with cancer. I had signs, but I didn't listen to it. I didn't pay attention to those signs. And I ended up with a tumor in my foot. I ended up getting sick this weekend. So we're always given signs in life on things. Just sometimes we don't pay attention to them, or we ignore them, or our ego gets the best of us and lets us think that we're more stronger than it. And that's what I did this weekend. Or this past week, I let my ego get the best of me and say, hey, I've overcome worse. This is just my mind trying to take the easy route. This is my mind just trying to let me coast through. See, if I would have took a break on Thursday and allowed my body to recover, I most likely would have never got sick this weekend. But I did the opposite. And I got sick, which costed me 3 days out of the gym, when it would have just costed me 1 day out of the gym. And and then I'm still paying the repercussions of that extra day. But it's allowed me to be more mindful. So there's always growth in situations when you want to look at it that way. And today I'm really being mindful and focusing on my cough, because I'm a type of person who will get sick and then I'll end up with a cough for weeks on end after getting a cold. And it was kind of weird because I was looking it up, and there's this doctor who talks about it. It's cough of habit, and you cough will actually keep creating you to cough more. It irritates the throat, right? And when you cough, it causes more irritation. And the more you cough, the more irritated it gets, the longer the cough keeps going on. So today I'm really working on not coughing when I have to cough, or drinking water when I feel like I have a tickle in my throat. So that's allowing me to work on my mindfulness today. And that's what I'm super grateful for. And I was gonna attempt to go to the gym today because I do have more energy than I've had in the past few days. But my gut was telling me, hey, just take one more day off, because you're just going to push yourself too hard again. So I'm going to listen to my gut this time. I'm going to take an extra day off, and I'm going to work on my mindfulness. I might end up going out for a little walk, a little stroll, just to get the blood flowing to do things. But everything happens for the right reasons. And that's what I'm a true believer of. So if you're sick, actually, or you end up being sick, look at it as a blessing in disguise to be lazy. Use it as an excuse to be lazy for once. If you're a person like me who's just always on the go, go, go. Because, today's society, it always feels like we're always busy. We're always doing something, right? Even when we're not doing something, it feels like we're doing something. So this just gives you some time to be lazy, and it gives you an excuse to be lazy. So I'll come back next week 100%. I'm going to cut this podcast a little short. I just thought I would share my past weekend's experience with that. I hope you got something from this. I hope you're having an amazing week. I hope you're enjoying the new year and you're staying on track with your goals, with your New Year's resolution. I'm still a little foggy minded because of the sickness, right? I have a little bit of a mind fog. So I will see you next Wednesday. All my wonderful warriors, Sukuni, Dagas, and remember, everything always happens for the right reasons. Take care.